like to know more about what it was that inspired you during your schooling years to pursue civil engineering as a profession with a specialization in structural engineering.
Right? Very interesting question. And I don't know if this is a very normal question answer you would get for this question. I actually, growing up, did not want to be an engineer. I actually wanted to be a lot of other things. So, growing up, I wanted to be a teacher, a photographer, a writer, a novelist, but I never thought it was an engineer. So from a very young age, I had a lot of interest in maths and physics. And
Okay.
these two subjects always just made sense to me. They were just absolutely clear. So when I moved to UK in 2004, I chose maths, chemistry, and physics for my A-level subjects. And during my A-levels, I sat down with my physics teacher and I still remember that feeling that because I didn't know what I wanted, so he wrote down a very long list of careers for me. And on that list, he wrote down every type of engineering. And I still remember my expression to him. I looked at him and I said, why engineering? Why me? Because I had that perception of an engineer being a male. I had that perception of engineering, an engineer being someone who's going to be dealing with mess, grease, construction. So I actually questioned that. But he wrote down the list and he let me select my option. And
Okay.
what I did was, instead of saying, yes, this is what I want to do, I used the method of elimination. I told him exactly why I don't want to do that specific type of engineering. I still remember saying I don't want to do electrical because I don't want to deal with the cables. I absolutely hate wiring and all that. I remember telling him I don't want to do mechanical because it's very greasy. So I don't see myself doing that. But when
Yeah.
I got to structural engineering, I absolutely did not have a reason to reject it. So I ended up becoming a structural engineer.
Quite interesting.
Um, yeah. So, and from that, because I chose structural engineering, I chose the degree of civil and structural engineering, and I went ahead and I applied to University of Leeds in a
Okay.
master's program. Halfway through my course, after 2 years, sorry, it was a 4-year program. So after 2 years, I went for a summer placement in Jacobs Engineering. And
Okay.
during that placement, I worked on Leeds Arena roof. So working through the design process and that summer placement, that experience actually made me realize how much I love designing. And the bigger thing was how much I love justifying my design through
Okay.
numbers. The
Yes.
numbers were like, okay, the numbers gave me that confidence that what I'm proposing is right. And that's why when I went back to university to do my last 2 years, I chose the design projects as my key focus, and then I
Okay.
completed my engineering degree. So, to long story short, my passion for engineering did not come from playing with the Lego, like what you would hear a lot of people say,
Yeah. Yeah.
or wanting to be an engineer. It was
Yeah.
a process of elimination.
Yes.
But
Yes.
my passion was kindled through that summer placement. And I absolutely, I think I don't regret my decision, but I actually love doing designing.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting story behind your decision to choose structural engineering. So by eliminating all the professions that you don't want to pursue.
Yeah. What I realize is a lot of young people don't know what they want to do, and
Yes.
they find it difficult to make that decision. And I think they should just go with the flow and try things.
Yes.
I
Yes.
absolutely recommend doing summer placements. I absolutely recommend them to go and test a few things. If you don't like it, then drop it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
or or do what I did. Just know what you don't like. Just go with the
Yeah.
flow with what you can't reject.
Yes. 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 Totally. Totally.